Okay, this is my take two on my video, I guess, because the first one was too long, so I'm actually going to be cutting this one up into two segments. My first movie that I did was 26 minutes, so I figure I can do two 15-minute segments and we'll be good. So I'm checking the clock. Anyway, first thing I wanted to just go through with you was some of the pieces and parts. These are the bead stoppers that I told you needed to get. As you can see, you basically put them on your beading wire to keep your beads from falling off. I've put together some beads here. These are those crazy lace agates that you love so well. Got some different kind of clasp. I hope you can see this one right here is a toggle clasp, but you probably already know this. This one is your lobster claw, and this is a spring ring clasp. They've also got the S clasp, which I don't think I've got one of those handy right now. And then just different things. This is a multi-strand task. Like if you actually wanted to do a 5-strand necklace or bracelet, you would use something like this. And they've got 3 and 5 and cones. This is another kind of thing that you can get. Like if you did a multi-strand necklace, they would all kind of go in here and then connect on one clasp. But just so you'll know some of the pieces and parts, so when you get your shipment, probably tomorrow, you'll know what everything is. This right here is a little tool that I wanted to show you. In my opinion, it's pretty much useless, so I wouldn't recommend buying one, even though it was only like $1. But what this is a jump ring opener. I prefer opening them with the 2 flat nose pliers, like I told you. If you wanted to open it, if you wanted to use something like this, you basically put it on your finger like a ring. And then, you know, you get your little jump ring here and basically stick it in the little crack in it, and it opens it. You just twist it and it opens it. Personally, I think it's just as easy just to have 2 of these and just open and close them that way. You know, because then you don't have to worry about putting that thing on your finger all the time. Let's see. Those are the clothes. Get a few more jump rings out here. But anyway, these are your open jump rings, like I just showed you. These are the 7mm. I use these pretty frequently. 5, 6, and 7s are pretty much the only sizes I use. When you can see that these are the open jump rings because they open. Hope you can see this okay. I usually hold it with the 2 flat nose and open them like this. And to open them, you just basically just twist it and it opens. To close them, just twist it back. The only trick with the jump rings to closing them is that you're supposed to kind of rock them back and forth a little bit when you close them. That does something to the metal to keep them closed. I can't remember what it's called. I don't remember if it's called maturing in the metal or setting it or something like that. But bottom line is you're supposed to rock it back and forth when you close them. Rock it back and forth a few times and it kind of helps them stay closed. Right here you've got your head pins. That's this one with the flat top. And your eye pins have the hole in the middle that you can see through. And they both serve similar but different purposes. With the eye pins, since it's got a loop on one end, the eye pins are used mainly if you want to hook 2 things together. So, say for example, I wanted to use these beads and hook several of them together. Rather than stringing them on the beading wire, I can put them on this, and I will show you how to make these little loops. Basically what you do, you hold it just kind of like this. I just kind of hold it like that so I can keep it pushed in. You take your cutters. These are your cutters that are made to cut the thicker wire. These are your nippers, the ones that I told you were different. I use these to cut the beading wire. These are used to cut the thicker wire. So what you want to do when you have a good hold on it like this, and this is your eye pin, you basically come down and cut it at about 1/2 inch. Some people measure it. I don't usually measure it because I've just gotten to where I can know it by looking at it about how much 1/2 inch is. Cut it at about 1/2 inch. It's a little bit long. Then you see there, you've got it at right at 1/2 inch. I hope you can see that okay. Okay, so one end has the loop and the other end is straight. Then you want to just kind of hold it in so that it doesn't come out. Take your round nose pliers, and so you've got a loop on this end and you've got the straight on this end. You want to turn it so that the loop is, you know, straight up and down like this. And take your round nose pliers when you have a good grip on it and bend it in a 90-degree angle. You see how I did that? It's a 90-degree angle. And then you lift it up, put it at almost halfway, not quite, but almost, and grab it just by the tip. And roll it. See how you're getting a loop started there? And then come back in and roll it the rest of the way. And then you've got loops on both sides. See that? You've got loops on both sides. Now that's something that can be connected to another bead. Also, since you saw that I cut that one, so I've just got a plain piece of metal here. I don't like for things to go to waste, and so what I'll do, go ahead and move your round nose pliers at about 1/2 inch. Bend it in a 90-degree angle. Grab it right there on the end and start rolling it towards yourself. Pull it out and roll it again until you get a nice little loop. This is probably going to be the hardest thing you learn. I think I practiced my loops for a good day and a half before I got them right. You put that in there. Hopefully you can see that okay. And cut it down if you need to. So we'll cut it down just a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. Wow. And then take my round nose again, 90-degree angle, grab it again and start rolling it back towards myself until I get another good loop there. That's not a very pretty loop. I'm sitting here trying to do it so that you can see what I'm doing, and my loops aren't very pretty. And then sometimes if they're not perfectly straight, you can, you know, do what I did and grab this and just kind of straighten them out again. So now we've got two links right here. Now they can be connected together. So what you can do is you can connect them with a jump ring. You can connect them with chain if you have chain. You know how a lot of necklaces will have like a chain, it'll have like a bead every, you know, few inches. That's basically the way you do this. So I'm connecting it with a jump ring. Now I've got a link right there. See? And one of the things I like to do, it's just kind of a personal preference, I guess, is I actually like to put, when I'm doing these type of things, I like to put 2 jump rings. Number 1, it just makes it more secure. And number 2, I just think it looks good. And this jump ring right here is about trashed because I used this in my first video with you. So now we've got a double link there. Okay. Now there's all kinds of things we can do with this. We can keep going making more links with eye pins, or we can get a head pin, the one that's flat on the end, get another bead, put it through just like you did with those. Again, cut it down at about 1/2 inch. take your round nose pliers, 90-degree angle,